Hello, it's your favorite sports thunk here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. The Celtics take a 1-0 lead. First game back in the lineup. First career NBA Finals game. Kristaps Porzingis filled up the stat sheet. 22 points on 7 of 12. 6 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 steals. The blocks against the Mavs, Porzingis had 3 in game 1. Rudy Gobert had 2 in games 2 through 5. That was a great job by the Boston Celtics. They did a great job jumping out to a big lead, had a 29-point lead, Gil, if I'm not mistaken, in the second quarter. Mm-hmm. But give the Mavs credit. They whittled that thing down all the way to 8. And the next thing you know, the Celtics go on a 14-2 run to close out the third, push it back, and they never look back. Ocho, let me throw this thing to Gil first because he's our resident basketball expert.
Hey, I'm a basketball expert too. I've been studying this. This shit.
Hey, he been studying. Yeah. He been studying. Yeah. I've been watching.
All right, well, go ahead, Gil. I'm gonna let you slide this time.
Hey, Gil. So what did you like about what you saw from the Celtics?
What I did like is, and I watched how they played Mavs the first 2 games in regular season. Even though regular season is different, I wanted to see what Porzingis did in that series. And what he did that was really intriguing against Dallas's defense, because Dallas usually plays in a drop defense because they have actual bigs. So Gafford and Lively has to protect the basket. Right. When they do a pick and roll and Gafford's sitting back, Porzingis pops, right? Rudy didn't do that. Rudy is going back to the basket, so it helped Dallas. When you got Porzingis popping, there's nobody to challenge a 7-foot 3-point shooter. Now, if you decided to switch, he decided to post up mid-post or on the block. So he has an advantage there too. So I wanted to see how he was going to play off of what I seen in the regular season. And that's exactly what happened tonight. That they used Porzingis because Dallas's big man are out of sync for the way they play their pick and roll offense.
Right. You did see him get a lot of shots off. Shot a ball over Kyrie, shot a ball over PJ Washington. He was shooting jump shots over much smaller guys, which is, hey, that's what he is. He's more so a stretch. When you talk about stretch at 7'3", he's not looking to get down on the block per se, unless he got a decided mismatch. But when they put him in the mid-post pick and roll, he still got a mismatch. So now I'm shooting over PJ Washington. I'm 7'3", he's 6'6". I'm shooting over Kyrie. I'm 7'3", he's 6'1", 6'2". So I'm at an advantage. The playoffs are upon us. The best place to watch right there in person. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace for playoff basketball, which makes getting playoff tickets even easier and faster. Prices on Game Time app actually go down closer it gets to tip-off. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, the lowest price guaranteed, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. Save even more when you choose a section and let Game Time choose the seat. The lowest price guaranteed or Game Time will credit 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying playoff basketball tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code NIGHTCAP for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code Nightcap, NIGHTCAP for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Ocho, what did you like? What did you like about the Celtics? What you saw from the Celtics? Listen. What can the Mavs do in game 2? Mm-hmm.
You know what? I enjoyed the game in its entirety. Obviously, I picked the Mavs to win in 7. I'm not changing. That's not going to change. I'm sure adjustments are going to be made by Jason Kidd. The counter, obviously, what they dealt with tonight. I didn't know how Porzingis would look. I thought with Porzingis not knowing whether he was going to play or not, that is one of the reasons why I did pick the Mavs to win. But now, seeing Porzingis show up tonight and go crazy on both sides, defensively and offensively, he was 8 for 13. He was 8 for 13. He had 20 goddamn points, and the supporting cast played extremely well. Also, Jaylen Brown, he was crazy, boy. Jaylen Brown was crazy tonight. Now the one person missing from this puzzle, who is supposed to be the face of the NBA, who everyone is clamoring to have a great game and saying that he has to win MVP, and Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum didn't have the type of game he should have in a game 1. He was solid. He was solid, but he's not
great. Not great.
Listen, he's not a solid player. He's not the type of solid player that we're talking about. He's one of the all-time greats, or so they are talking about him supposing to be. But that's not what I saw tonight. Other than that, listen, Drew Holiday had a great game. Derek White doing what he did as well, especially on the defensive end. I'm surprised he was able to play efficient on both sides of the ball, because him having to deal with Luka at times, him having to deal with Kyrie at times, and it still seemed like there were really no issues on their end on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. Now, one of the problems also for the Mavs is too many goddamn second chance points off the glass for the goddamn Celtics. Too many second chance points.
But that's going to happen. See, that's going to happen, Ocho, because if you look at Dallas's role to the finals, right? Zubac, right? They're playing big, so Gafford gets to stay down low, right? Chet, right? That was the only time that, Gafford had to move a little bit, but it's still inexperienced player. Then the last series with Rudy, Gafford gets to sit down low. Well, this series, Horford and Porzingis is keeping him at the three-point line. So either he's going to give up a three, or he goes out there and he's going to give up an offensive rebound, because White, Drew Holiday, Brown, they're going to go for those offensive rebounds.
Crash the board.
And other guards, they're not trained to rebound. Gafford, and it's him. This is the key for this series is going to be Gafford head being on the swivel, because if he doesn't understand how he has to challenge a shot and protect the rim and get the defensive rebound and secure it, is going to be a problem for them.
It's going to be a problem, because you're asking an awful lot, though. Because the thing is, Gil, once I slide to block the shot, now you're going to have to block. Somebody got to block my man. Somebody got to get on. Somebody got to do it and get in position to block my man, because I'm challenging the shot, and we saw that he challenged the shot. Nobody blocks out Al Horford. He gets an easy putback. He challenges a shot. He lively challenges a shot. Lively, nobody's there to block out. And now Holiday puts back. Now Derek White put back. A Brown puts back. So you have to understand, if he's going to help me, my man is beat me to the basket. He's coming to help me. Now the next thing I do, I got to go find his guy and try to block him out. Or try to get in position to get a rebound.
Then, if I'm not mistaken, hell, that all comes down to just communicating. If I'm leaving, somebody got to be picking up where I'm leaving from.
Well,
you got to pay attention to the game. In the flow of the game, I'm thinking defensively. Even I don't know the game of basketball like that. But if I'm going to help, I need somebody to pick up where I'm leaving from.
Yes.
And so on and so on and so on. And then tonight, obviously, it was the Luka show. Luka can't do it all by himself. Now, I'm not sure if the crowd had any type of effect on Kyrie in his performance, but Kyrie wasn't himself.
He just missed some shots.
Yeah, he missed some shots. Normally he facilitates and turns the switch on and kind of gets points when he wants to. But everything was damn near contested. They made every shot goddamn difficult. So I think if we have a show, I'm talking about a show. If we have another game 2, I'm not sure what Jason Kidd is going to do. I'm not sure what adjustments are going to be made. They have to find, they got to find a way to deal with Porzingis. They got to find a way to deal with him.
Nah, Porzingis, you've got to find a way to score. Because what happens is because Dallas is not doubling. They did blitz Luka a couple of times and turn him over. But for most time than not, you're not going to get no easy baskets because they're switching everything. They believe their 1 through 5 can switch everything. Yeah. They're doing a lot of switching, and they miss shots. Gil, I don't know if I've ever seen this. The most assists a Dallas Maverick player had, Kyrie, he had 2. They had 9 assists for the game. I don't know if I've ever seen. Have you ever seen that few assists in a game, Gil? 9?
No, not for a team, but it makes sense. And here's why. Luka's game in their offense is built around drop coverages, right? The big is going to sit. Luka gets in there. Luka scores. Luka gets here. Luka passes. Luka gets here. Lob. Luka steps back. So he gets to play this Mickey Mouse game with everybody. Well, the smartest thing that Boston did that no one seen coming was put Jayson Tatum on Gafford. Mm-hmm. See, nobody see. So Porzingis was guarding Washington. and Tatum was guarding Gafford. So when Gafford went up for the pick, switch it. So now that we're switching, there's no advantages. There's no sag. So Luka now only gets to play one style of basketball, and that's score for himself because there's no open guys. Now, the only counter you have to this is asking a man to do something he's never done before. You have Jayson Tatum on you, post him, duck in, throw the lob now. You make him, you score 2 or 3 baskets on Jayson Tatum down there, just, I'm coming up, instead of running up, we're just gonna throw it to you, and you get a couple quick ones, they're gonna have to switch it. Once they switch it, now let's go to our pick and roll and play. But the fact that Gafford is not being utilized, and there was points where Drew Holiday was guarding Gafford down there, and he's just running up and switching. So the fact that this is the weak link on the offense and the defense side for Dallas, and if you don't try to utilize him and make him effective for them to play straight up, you're getting swept.
Damn.
Yeah, because when you look at it, and you say, because here's the thing, you're in the NBA Finals and you're asking Gafford to do something other than catch lobs and get putbacks. Now you're asking him to go make plays for himself. He needs Luka. Yeah. He needs Kyrie. He needs other guys to make plays for him. Now you're saying in the NBA Finals, the most pressure-packed situation that he's ever been in, hey, we're going to slip the ball to you. So if they blitz him, we're going to pass it to you. Now you either, try to find the open man or go make a play for yourself. Okay, if you're down on the block and you got a mismatch, we're going to dump the ball down to you. You either drop step, go over your left or your right, but I need you to do something you've never done in your career.
Okay, I got a question. Now I'm gonna put this in the football terms. Now it's a structured environment. It's 11 on 11. In basketball, it's 5 on 5. So we have Gafford. How you say his last name? I don't want to butcher his last name.
And Gafford.
You have Gafford that has a weakness. The way I hear y'all talking, somewhat he's a liability in a sense. Now, when it comes to football, if you have a receiver that really can't do something, we have ways to manipulate the offense and the scheme to be able to scheme that young fella open, because there's a certain weakness that he has. Now, what adjustments can Jason Kidd do to kind of hide the weakness and the liability that Gafford is at this point, offensively and defensively? It got to be something you could do, or did he need to go on the bench?
Well, he can't go on the he can't go on the bench, because Max Kleber is not a really good defender and his shoulders really bothering him. So when he's out there, they're really playing 5 on 4 because he really doesn't add anything, because he can't shoot the 3.
What you just said, what y'all just said, they basically playing 5 on 4 right now too.
But they are. But see what Dallas does, what Boston does is that their lineup is predicated on, we're going to switch everything and we don't feel we're at a mismatch at any position.
Okay.
Everybody else has to double. So when you double, somebody's open.
Yeah.
And so now they drop the ball to the 5. He goes, he passes it to a corner. Or not, or he just lays it up. Or Luka splits it, the double, and now he throws the lob to Derrick Jones. He throws the lob to Daniel Gafford. He throws the lob to Derek Lively. Well, now they're switching it. So everybody's manned up. So even if he has an advantage, we're asking him, Ocho, that's like asking a receiver to run routes he's never run. That's your slot guy. Hey, we're going to put you outside the number. We want you to run a go route, and we want you to beat that guy. That's not what we did. So we're not going to put him in that situation, Ocho, in a AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl and say, slot guy, line up outside the numbers and go run a comeback. When we never asked him to do that before.
Right.
But if he doesn't do it, you're going to keep getting spanked because he's the one with the advantage, right? Now, if you don't utilize him, you're 4 on 5, right?
For sure.
Logically, you're 4 on 5. I mean, the man played, 20-something minutes, took 1 shot, and that 18 minutes took 1 shot. You're irrelevant on offense to them, right? Then you have Maxey, right? Is that Keebler?
Max Keebler.
He's a 3-point shooter, right? He's a 3-point shooter who was wide open, that did not even look at the rim. So if his shoulder hurts, why is he a threat to me if I know he can't shoot that
That's
shot?
why they don't bother.
Right? So now if you have Gafford and him in the game, or you have him and Lively in the game, it's 3 on 5. That is the problem. Here is what they're having. So you might have to play what we call start the game off and you just do 5 down, right? So if Tatum is down there, or if they got whoever they want on Gafford, because they're going to put a smaller guy on him so he can go up. We're going to call 5 down. First 5 plays of the game. 5 down. I'm giving you 5 guaranteed plays. Hopefully you can go 2 for 5. Mm-hmm. If it's your birthday, you go 4 for 5. which means is we countered something. Now, what are you going to do for the next 5 plays? That right there, that first quarter, 5 plays has set the tone, and they're going to have to think about that because now the rest of the game, when Gafford's down there, they're going to think about us giving the ball to him if he's successful at it.
Yeah.
Right? So they're going to have to do something. You can't just do what you did. Luka, even when they got beat by 18, Luka had a triple-double both games. They got blown out. So that means he's generating 30 points with 15 assists. Those 15 assists is about, what, 30 points? The low end? You know what I mean? So
probably 40 on the high end because they make 3 threes. 3 to 4 threes, yeah.
So, Luka's generating 60 points by himself. So they just cut off 30
They're content to let Luka play one-on-one. We don't give a damn. Let Luka go get 30. Let Luka get 40.
Right.
But we can't let it. Luka had 30 and 1 assist. He had 10 rebounds, but 1 assist.
Right.
And so when you have more turnovers than assists, it's going to be hard for you. And you lose the 3-point line minus 27. Boston had 27 more points from the 3-point line. Now, we expect that. Boston took the most threes. They made the most threes. They live and die by the 3. So we understand. So, but you can't get beat by that much, Gil. You can't get beat by 27. You can't just have 9 assists with 11 turnovers. You can't. Because if you do that, hey, like you said, Gil, they'll get swept. If you let this repeat itself, you're gonna get swept. Now, Kyrie's gonna have to.
Where's the next? Where the next game at?
In Boston.
I mean, I know in Boston again.
Yeah, it's 2. It was 2-2-1-1-1.
Yeah. It used to be 2-3-2. But hey, with the day they got private flight, everybody said, "Nah, hell nah, take y'all ass back to that 2-2-1-1-1."
You know, the only thing that when I look at how Jayson Tatum and Brown plays, the biggest advantage for Dallas is they love taking the easiest shots. When I mean the easiest shot is there's energy that takes to get to the basket.
Yes.
Right? Versus just pulling up for a jumper. So Boston has a very bad habit of, I'm going to get Maxey on me to do a sidestep 3. Why would you put get the worst defender on you for you to settle for the worst? Like, that is not how you play this game. You got him on you so you can attack him because he's slow-footed, right? So Dallas has to do this. You know, Jayson Tatum and Brown are not really the quickest guys off the first step. So as long as you can stay in front of them on their first 2 dribbles, they're going to rush and settle for a jumper, which is what Tatum did tonight. He settled for the jumper. He settled for
3 deep 3.
Step back 5 steps. The reason that Dallas even came back, not because Dallas did something, is because Boston started off the game, first 9 shots, 7 threes. They just took all jumpers. Like Drew Holiday and Derek White had to go get a layup or a foul. That's where those buckets came from. Other than that, they just sat there and shot threes the whole time.
And that's why Dallas was able to get back into the game in the third quarter, because while they're shooting threes, Dallas is getting layups, they're getting fouled. They made a couple of threes, made it an 8-point game. And then because when you get down, Gil, it takes so much effort for you to get back, to get stops, to go down. Now I got to execute. You got it. I mean, you cut it down from 24 all the way down to 8. You're right there. If we just close out the half, the third quarter, if we just close that and we're under 10 and we whittled a 20, 24-point lead down to 10, you got to feel good. But what happens? They go on a 14-2 run and what was an 8-point game, all of a sudden it's a 20-point game. And unless something historic happens, you're probably not going to come back and win that game. But Jason Kidd, he always does a great job of making adjustments. We know the Celtics are going to stay true to who they are. They're not going to double. They're not going to switch. They'll occasionally blitz Luka, but they're going to switch everything. They're going to jack up a lot of threes. They got up 42 tonight. They're going to look to get up. They're probably looking to get up 50. Joe Mazzulla probably tell them in the locker room, guys, it was a great win, but can we get up 50 threes? That's who they are.
If he's in the locker room, I'm going to just be honest. If he's in the locker room saying we need to get 53s, he needs to be smacked because they have nobody back there. When we drove the lane, there was nobody back there to protect the rim if Gafford is sitting at the three-point line trying to stop Porzingis. So Brown and Tatum, the fact that you guys are going down there and the guys on the back line is Luka and Kyrie, and you sit here chucking threes, man, listen, I don't give a hell if we win in 7 games. You fired, bro. Because this was a sweep. If they just attack this basket, get easy layups, back door, and put the pressure on the back line, knowing Gafford has to sit out there on the three-point line. Like Jayson Tatum drove about 6 times and assumed there was rim protection, and he already drove looking to pass the ball. He didn't even drive trying to be aggressive. He drove already thinking pass, and the defense is like, shit, we thought you was going to score. We didn't even go to hell. So we on our man, right? So they have to look at the film. Jayson Tatum got to look at the film and say, this is 6 layups I should have had.
I saw True Holiday post up PJ Washington.
Oh my God!
Did you see it? And put it up on the back on the left hand.
When he went underneath, when he went underneath the left hand,
Hey, and then this is exactly what I said. I said Drew Holiday just posted up
PJ
Washington. Next play down, Tatum has PJ Washington on him. And you sitting at the three-point line, you're just seeing him get big-bodied by a guard. If you don't get down there light-skinned with the curly hair and do what just happened, baby, you over there you trying to look cute out here at the three-point line.
Yeah.
Come on. Straight light-skin energy, man. He ain't trying to sweat out there. He ain't trying to sweat.
But Boston look good. They got a victory. They win by 18. Did they win by 18 tonight? Yep, they won by 18, 107-89. Boston had 6 guys in double figures. Their entire starting backcourt, their entire starting lineup had scored in double figures. Plus, Porzingis came off the bench and scored in double figures. So, they got the work cut out for them, Gil.
Yeah,
they got the work cut out.
It's gonna be a rough one.
It is.
Sorry, Ocho. It's gonna be a rough one, Ocho.
I know. It's okay. It's Porzingis. It's Porzingis. If I knew Porzingis was playing, I was unsure. When we talked about this series, it was up in the air whether Porzingis was going to play. So I picked the Mavs, to win in 7, because he wasn't playing. So now he's playing, and I apologize, but I got to stick with my pick. I think
the thing is that what we talked about, Gil. If Porzingis comes back, he opens it up because he's the guy that your rim protector has to come out. He can't drop it because he can shoot the 3. So what you gonna let him shoot a shoot around 3? You gonna let him shoot basically because that's what he'd be shooting if you drop coverage. You've got to stay up. So now if you stay up, where's your rim protector? Because they don't like to play Gafford and Lively together. They play one or the other. So either Gafford's in the game with Jones and Washington or Lively is in the game. But they're not playing both of those guys because they're non-offensive guys. So now you're basically playing 3. Now you're really playing 3-on-5.
They have the problem is they don't have anyone coming off this bench that's worth a damn.
No, they don't. What happened to Tim Hardaway Jr.?
So, he played today.
That's because they're blowout.
That was my whole.
He better play.
No. He played a few minutes inside the real game. But that was my thing. What happened to him last last round. I don't know if he was hurt.
I know.
Or he just got pulled out of the lineup.
Yeah, because you remember that game too against the Thunder. He probably won that game for he and PJ Washington because they went crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with that situation there. But they're gonna need him. Same thing with someone like Jaden Hardy, right? The young kid, right? Unfortunately, he's not experienced, but you're gonna need his aggressiveness because you have players on this team that you have starting and playing big minutes. You know, you got Maxey took one shot. You got Gafford took 3 shots, all lobs, and then you got Lobby who took 1 shot, right? You got Green who took 4 shots with 20 minutes, and then you got the young fellow who played 11 minutes, took 8 shots. You need aggression at this point with Luka because the fact that the other 3 are playing so much and not even an offensive factor, you need Boston to have to guard someone. So you're going to have to put in a guy in this situation that you probably wasn't expecting to play some big minutes because he is the only one that can offset our bench, right? If you're not going to play, Tim Hardaway Jr., who takes a lot of shots, I need Hardy, attack the basket, I need you to have one of those, 8 straight points because you're very aggressive to change things up. He is that guy. So they can't afford not to play him because they have nobody else right now.
Well, Kyrie's still going to definitely have to make some shots. They can't win with Luka. They're content to let Luka play one-on-one and get his. But that 1 assist means nobody else did anything. That tells you everything that you need to know. He had Luka, who was like second or third in assists in the NBA. He had 1 assist tonight. They had 9 assists. They had 11 turnovers.